Okay, time for the end of day wrap, and after a hugely important, what was it yesterday, day 15? We're into day 16 now today. I think the fatigue button was hit for me a little bit yesterday. I was exhausted. I got back to my hotel room and collapsed pretty much immediately. But 2 massive games of cricket yesterday, and of course it was fantastic to have the arrival of Akash Chopra into the tournament to add a little bit of extra flavour, a little bit of extra life, and rejuvenate all of us alongside Carlos Brathwaite. We've got a really amazing commentary team here now. So yeah, massive day yesterday, really important in terms of a couple of different sides' chances. And Sudha Prashim, well, the evening, their juggernaut just kept rolling on. It's left the Chitwan Rhinos, Namaskar. It's left the Chitwan Rhinos in a very difficult position. They are now one of 3 sides that are left relying upon the Janakpur Bolts winning today. Still only the one side actually knocked out of the competition, that's Karnali, but we do have 3 of our qualifiers because of that Sudha Prashim result. Sudha Prashim obviously unbeaten, they are top of the table, and they are absolutely certain, almost they're almost certain of being into that grand final, or at least have 2 chances of the grand final on December 13th, the way in which they are playing. Namaste. And what a performance it was by the Sudha Prashim side. Chris Lynn finally came to the party. I do worry about his, I think it's a hamstring that he struggled with. He went off retired hurt, ended up having a sub fielder for the entirety of the second innings. Namaskar. So we ended up with a position whereby Dipender Singh Airi was at it again. He picked up, well, a ludicrous run out, frankly. I'm just really hoping that Dawid Malan doesn't tell his former England teammates about how good Dipender Singh Airi is in the field, because that might just upset things for the Wankhede on February 7th or February 8th or whatever day it is as the T20 World Cup gets going. But yeah, the Tiger was at it again. I did hear a rumour that he dropped a catch yesterday, but I wasn't on air for that, and I was up doing a few appearances with a couple of people, so I didn't actually see that, but he took a very good catch as well. And there's no doubt that the Sudha Prashim side are without doubt the standout performers in the competition thus far. Lynn's runs and then that combination of bowlers that they have. I was really impressed with young Hikmat as well, who came through the talent hunt, 22 years of age, from Sudha Prashim. Namaste, Sanche Nuncha, Tiksa, Namaste. Look at these guys. What are you doing? Dancing? Wedding. Okay, wedding. Always celebrations, Namaste, here in Kathmandu. I'm actually walking to my call time for the latest games of cricket today. So yeah, look, certainly the Sudha Prashim are looking very good in the morning game. I thought Kathmandu were exceptional. Monty Desai, the way in which he's turned his season around after those back-to-back defeats earlier in the season. It's almost certain that the first v second is going to be Sudha Prashim versus Kathmandu, although there's no doubt that the Bratnagar Kings, Sandeep Lamachani's side, are going to want to have their say about that. To do that though, they're going to have to not just win, but win by a margin as well, because they'll need to catch up the Gorkhas' net run rate, which got a big boost yesterday. I thought at the halfway stage they might not have had enough runs. It felt like a game in which, well, the Avengers, given their top 3 and the strength of that top 3, with Kushal Patel, Adam Rossington and Jason Roy having come into the side, I just felt as though the Avengers were going to chase that down on what was a fresh pitch, and I thought it played pretty well. But the innings of the day belonged to Bim Sharkey, no doubt about that. Yes, great credit to Ben Charlesworth. I thought he was brilliant up at the top, the way in which he anchored it, but for some is an ODI player and not really had many opportunities. Well, I'll tell you something, Bim Sharkey played the innings of his T20 life. It was not only his career best, it was also his T20 best of any kind, and I just thought he played so wonderfully well. He threw caution to the wind, attacked right from the off, and single-handedly changed the course of the game. Did quite fancy the Avengers to chase it down, but a certain Shahab Alam came to the party in a big way, and Shahab Alam picked up the career best figures, the first hat-trick of the season as well, 6 for 25 he ended up with, and maybe rubber stamping his place on the plane to there in Mumbai for that T20 World Cup, particularly with Lala Rajbanshi just struggling a little bit for wickets at the moment. They'll probably want the 2 left-arm spin options down there. But yeah, for Kushal Malla in that evening game, I didn't touch on it yet, but that drop catch of Chris Lynn, how costly was that? And certainly his side are now one of 3 teams left relying upon other results to stay in the playoff picture. For the Lumley Lions today, well, they control their own fate. If they do win, they will be through, and they will take the 4th and final qualification spot. And then on the Saturday and Sunday, the 3 final games of the group stages will purely be playing out solely for the playoff spots in terms of whether you finish 1st, 2nd, 3rd or 4th. Remember, 1st and 2nd get 2 chances to go to that grand final. So yeah, we're very much into the finishing straight, but do not rule out the Janakpur Bolts. Remarkably, despite losing their first 3 games, they actually control their own fate, and they've also picked up that little bit of momentum with that big chase in their last game. So that's going to wrap it up from me. Big game today. I'll try to get this up as soon as I can, and I'm sorry for the fatigue that's kicking in. I promise you that it's been full on. So I'll be with you very soon. I will catch you live on air.